Well, good morning. Welcome to Runway, episode 113. Today I am going out to Coldwater Mountain again, and it is cold, and I have forgotten to start the car, so here's what I'm looking at. Not a lot to see. Very dangerous driving, so give me a second. I'm going to go ahead and let this thing warm up, defrost, and then we'll get out there on the trails. Well, good morning. Welcome to Runway. Lately this has been more of a walkway, but welcome anyways to episode 113. I am up at Coldwater Mountain again, and I won't record every episode up here. This is just kind of where I've found myself lately. I have lost my motivation, and I think I'm out here today to try to find that. Haven't lost my inspiration. That is an entirely different matter. Inspiration is kind of running high, but yeah, it's a cold. What is today? It's a cold Saturday morning. College football will be on today, and I won't watch it. And I'm just happy as a lark out here in the middle of the woods again, looking at the trees, looking at the leaves, and enjoying the cold. I grew up in New England, and it wasn't always cold up there, but when it did get cold, it got cold. It got seriously cold. Hang on a minute, I want to show you this. This is awesome. I'm out for, I thought I was running again today, but apparently I'm not. I was going to go out and run this morning and get this thing going, but I know what we'll do. I need to show you this. That is incredible. This GoPro doesn't have a zoom, but if you can see just out over the hills, all that just fog and low clouds, that is awesome. And I'm not even on a real mountain. This is Coldwater Mountain, but I'll take it. I haven't been up here this early before, but that's awesome. Very cool. All right, so we're gonna head back up. I just like stuff. Even like, okay, so that is amazing natural beauty, and just the engineering beauty of the power lines. Sorry, they're over here. You may not be able to hear that, but it's like humming and crackling with electricity going through them. Okay, let's go back to where we were. Sorry about that. Yeah, so I have lost my motivation, and I ran all year long. Got 4 marathons in, but let me just stop right there. You are not watching this to hear my daily running updates. That is not something I'm interested in bringing you. I gotta find the trail. I think it's back over here. Yeah, no, so I wanted to take this episode and just give you a little bit of an idea of what to expect from the videos that we'll be putting out here on NeedFree. And sorry, I wanted to share this too. Just the sun just blazing over the horizon out there. That is really cool. And blinding my eyes. So let's go again. Yeah, so they're not all going to be this long. I plan on doing a bunch of different things. There's a lot of really great people who do a lot of really great video content, and it's all good, and it's all aimed at the people who need or want to watch that. I am just trying to encourage, inspire, and inform as many people as I can. So here's kind of a rundown on what you can expect. Yes, I will be doing some athletic endeavors. All of last year, I was training for an eventual 100-mile race that I hope to do in October of 2019, but I am not entirely sure. I may set an intermediate goal and see how that goes. We'll see. But, and in no particular order, I want to do videos for you that will just add to your life. It's just a menu of things that you can take or leave, but it's kind of like, I got thinking about it, it's almost kind of like a television network where, you can watch TV. Take NBC, right? Watch NBC all day long, and you're going to get a whole variety of different programs, and that's kind of their thing. They're just providing a variety of entertainment and a lot of commercials that you're not going to see from me. But one of them is going to be based off of the blog my wife writes called Full Plate Finances, and that's just going to be real life practical tips on how to make your dollar go further, how to save some money, how to come up with a personal financial plan on eventual retirement, and just how to have a good and satisfying life on limited resources, because no matter how much money you make, you're limited in that you don't have more than you currently do. So basically how to live within your means. And she's got a blog at fullplatefinances.com. Of course, you can always check that out. We'll post all those on the Need Free Facebook page. Secondly, is the model railroad that I'm building. I'm going to be showing you progress reports from that, but not just, hey, here's some more track I put down. It's going to be, and this is just a direct inspiration. If you remember or have ever heard of Garrison Keillor, who for many, many years did a Prairie Home Companion, basically variety show, but he had a segment that it was the news from Lake Wobegon. And he would tell stories about his fictitious hometown and its goings-on and things like that. And I think that is something that I'm going to try to see if I can develop. And as the town grows on the tabletop I'm building, I'm going to just invent characters, and we're going to have a little radio station, WGVL, that's going to play just different types of old-time stories and songs, and just be just a neat little societal invention. I don't know. I'm not sure what to call that one, but it's going to be fun and entertaining and interesting. Let me just take a pause here for a second. I also need to be mindful that I could end up going a lot further than I had expected, but I'm going to have to at some point turn around and make sure I'm not out for longer than I had planned. The pause I wanted to take is to tell you that everything that you're watching me do is me following my inspiration. I think we all have our own inspiration that leads us to do certain things in our lives. I don't know where this will go. I'd love to be able to just produce content and travel and do interviews and explore and build and just share all that with you. I don't know how to do that. I don't have a production company knocking on my door asking me to come do a TV show. So what do? I do what I can with what I have. And that is a theme that's been a part of this podcast, which is now this video series, for many years, because I have had limited resources, and it's brought out creativity in me that out of necessity I've had to do certain things with what I've had. So it's just been interesting to see how things have gone so far, and it'll be interesting to see where things go from here. So I'm just going to continue on. There may be videos and I'm like, that didn't work out very well. You may never see them, but I'm just going to continue to do this as regularly as I can, and encourage and inspire and inform as best as I can. And we'll just see what happens. You know, the podcast has been on for 10 years. It's a long time. I just started it because I'd been listening to some other podcasts. And I told my wife, I said, I think I'm going to do a podcast, and I had no idea what that entailed. I didn't know how to record it. I didn't know how to edit it. I didn't know how to post it. I didn't know anything, but I started and I did it. And 10 years on, we're doing something new. So we're at a crossroads. We got this and this and this. And where it says you are here, that is really hard to see exactly where I am. I know I'm here in relation to all this, but when in doubt, I'm just going to go straight. That advice may save my life one day. I don't know. So, things that I'm working on. I am definitely not a risk taker in the sense that I'll gamble my resources in hopes for a payoff. But I'm willing to step out and try things that are likely or possible to fail. They're just not a big loss in return. So I have a 1998 Honda Civic with 280 some odd thousand miles. It was my wife's car when we met, and I drove it to work for 17 years. And one day I decided that I wasn't going to be a professional race car driver, but I wanted to race. Well, what kind of racing can somebody do? Kind of solo. Well, there's drag racing, and there's the much less popular land speed racing. So what do I want to do? I want to take the Honda Civic, and I want to convert it into a 200 mile an hour land speed car and take it out to Bonneville. Do I have the parts to do this? No, I do not. Do I have the support? Yes, I do. And I'll do a separate video. I named the car the Speedbird, and it is literally powered by generosity. And everything that Need Free in this video series is powered by generosity. I'm not standing here hat in hand, toboggan in hand, asking for anything from you. I just I appreciate your support and your continued interest. And if you can help or want to help, reach out. Believe me, I won't turn down your resources. But I've had several companies that I reached out to donate parts. Some for the electrical system. I've got a 5-point safety racing harness donated by the Skip Barber Racing School. I've gotten a racing battery from Braille, and just some other things. I'll cover that on that separate video. But it's coming along, and it might take 10, 20 years. I don't know. I'm just interested to see what's possible. And there's days where I'm like, this is just stupid. I'm just going to get the thing towed away and be done with it. It's not happening like I had hoped. But ask anybody who has achieved anything, and there were years and years and years where things weren't working. Those meteoric rises to success that you occasionally see, they're the exception, and there's a whole lot of people who they never achieve their goal. Ask any Olympic gold medalist, how hard they worked, and they'll tell you the same story as everybody who didn't get to the Olympics. And that is, thousands of people who wanted to and tried to and gave everything they had to be just at the Olympics, much less to win a gold medal. And sometimes things just don't work out, but it's the journey, it's the adventure. This whole show is for people who are living life's great adventure. And there's a lot to be said for just sitting inside and having a nice dinner with your family and watching TV and, enjoying the comforts of your home. I do that myself. But I like to live life to the fullest. Now we are at another crossroads. I think there is no quite straight. It's kind of a roundabout, so I'm going to, I don't know, we'll go this way. I have to remember that when we get back to this intersection, I have to go left. B to B. All right. Can you remember that? I have conversations I want to have with people who are watching that probably aren't meant for you. Just people I see. I really have a strong feeling that I want to help those people who just are down and out. You know what I mean? Just down on their luck and out of hope and just needing something because they're really at the end. And there's days where we've all felt like that, but there's people who that's their reality every day they wake up. So I don't know, I have to give that one some more thought and figure out what I want to do with it. So if you watched episode 112, I mentioned a segment that I had at that time called Follow the Clues. I have since renamed that segment Inspiration at its Source. Not real catchy, but it kind of is a little more accurate in its description. And I'm going to continue to reach out to interesting sources to find out their inspiration and their motivation for creating certain things, certain products, certain aspects of design. And just so stay with me on that. It's going to be something I'll introduce as it comes to light. I'm not going to center the entire show around it. And of course, music. Music has been an important part of my life for a long time, and I like that people do this. This is a little cairn, a little stack of rocks, and somebody stopped here on the trail and took the time to build it. So I'll add to it. I have one in my yard, and they're just neat little natural features. I'll put that one there. And if you've never built one of these, definitely go find some rocks. Go find some rocks and do that. It's I don't want to say meditative, but it's real fun just to see if you can balance rocks. Okay, back to it. And I've completely lost my train of thought, so forgive me while I get back on track. Easily distracted in the best possible way. Oh yeah, music, sorry. When I was a kid, the extent of music was what I heard my parents play. And as I got older, I found myself listening to FM radio, and I got to catch up on all the greatest music from the 20th century and a lot from the 17th century. And I went through a very heavy classical phase. When I was probably 12 years old, I listened to a ton of classical and Baroque music and still have a really profound appreciation for it, even today. But I have played on Runway over 100 different songs. So this one is by Adam Silvestri, also known as Radiator King, and the song is called Someday. You've already heard it once while this show was going on. It is the intro theme to this show, and Adam's been generous enough to share the following video, and I have every expectation of making music a part of this series. Maybe not a lot of concert goings, but I want to introduce you to great music by great people that you may or probably have not heard before.
Hey folks, this is Adam Silvestri of Radiator King, and you're watching Runway. Check out my video for the song Someday. If you like what you're hearing, check out my music on iTunes or Spotify. Peace.
Okay, and I am back. Now what I want to show you is just another detail. Not so much the moss on the log or the little acorn shell, but just the color. I'll be talking about different aspects of detail that I notice, and something that really grabs me is color, and specifically contrast, right? That green, just that verdant, vibrant green moss really stands out against this wet, rotting old log. And that's the kind of thing that I could just sit here and look at. You know, these acorn shells, at some point, I'm going to guess there was a chipmunk or a squirrel here storing up a food supply for dinner. I said dinner. I mean for winter. Yeah, for dinner too. Winter dinner. Oh man. Oh, okay. So I just love life. You know, there's just so much good, and it's so simple, and it's so inexpensive. I have really enjoyed not watching commercials, or not as many as I used to see. I have a smudge. Hang on. Sorry. You know, this is the kind of thing that isn't typical television, that isn't typical production value, but is just real life. And here's another one. You know, just this massive tree that at some point fell partially down, broke. I mean, obviously they've done some work to clear it from the path, but just this moss. I guess this is a kind of a moss, this lichen. I don't know. I don't have all the answers. I'm not a biologist, but just the color. This color was like real popular back in the 40s and 50s. Good stuff. Good stuff. So I'm just gonna give you real TV. But what I was trying to tell you is there's so much advertising, people trying to get your money. It is the purpose, mostly, of any corporation is to increase their sales and profits. And I don't have to do that. That's not what this is about. I just want to provide something for you that's a benefit, you know? One day you'll get the news that I'm not around anymore, and I want people to not remember me for what I did or what I said. I want people to be better because I was here. I don't necessarily care for the credit. So anyways, just advertising. Interestingly enough, advertising is an interesting art form. The corporate greed behind it is pretty distasteful, honestly, but I can still appreciate a well-taken photo or a well-filmed ad. But what I really appreciate is a well-crafted product. So I do try to support local artisans. I do try to support smaller businesses. But ultimately, I'm going to purchase the product that I'm not going to have to replace anytime soon, I hope. There's an old New England saying that I think goes something like, use it up, wear it out, make it do, or do without. So whenever I need to buy something, I'm looking for the best value, and sometimes the best value is rather on the expensive side, but it may be the last time I have to buy that item, or at least buy it for a very long time. And about 2, maybe even 3 years ago, I needed a new wallet. I had, long since outgrown the Velcro nylon wallets of my childhood, but I was wearing out leather wallets. I don't know, they would just start to get all, not just worn, but they just start to fall apart. I mean, and how hard can somebody be on a wallet, you know? So I got looking around, and I'm not going to necessarily advertise, but I do want to introduce you to products that I use, that I think you might appreciate. Here I am looking for a sitting rock because I wanted to show you something. My sitting rock is probably 1.5 miles that way, but we'll see if we can find something, a log, a sitting something. Hold on a minute, this is the woods, there's got to be something to sit on around here. All right, yeah, this will work. This will work. We got a log here, a rock and a log. All right. So what I wanted to show you is this wallet I've had for 2 years. It is by a company called Flowfold, and they make They started making wallets, but then they started making a bunch of other products out of sailcloth, like from racing sailboats, like from the America's Cup racing, sailboat racing. And it is very, very durable. I mean, it's nylon reinforced. It's super strong. It floats. It's very thin, and it is very, very affordable. It's going to be less than or equivalent to another wallet. Now, it doesn't look high class, shiny leather, but it is a really, really functional and unique wallet. And if you're looking for a gift for Christmas or something for yourself, or you need a new wallet or know somebody who does, you know, this Flow Fold wallet is going to do the job. And I have appreciated it, and I've gotten, you know, a lot of comments on it from cashiers, you know, and people at different places, because it is so interesting looking. I was going to open it, but it occurred to me that my credit card's there, and you know, people do bad things. Not you, but other people. So I'm going to leave it shut. But Flowfold, I'll put a link to their website in the show notes. Just check that, and you'll see what I'm talking about. That is made in Maine by people who care. So check them out. And there's just so many good products out there. Just because big box store has a big brand doesn't necessarily mean it's what you need, want, or will be happy with. So product reviews, right? And I'm going to do a fair share of DIY things, do it yourself. Not because you need to know how to change your oil, or not because you need to know how to airbrush your model airplane, but just because it may be interesting to you, and it's better than just scrolling through Facebook for hour after hour, as we have all done. No judgment. I'm just saying, there's times I watch people who do things that they're good at or enjoy. I'm not necessarily good at anything I'm going to show you, but there's just something very satisfying about watching somebody do work. I like to watch people do their trade. I also like to listen to people talk about things in their own vernacular that I have no idea what they're talking about. It's just like a foreign culture to observe. So I think that's it. Like I said, I just appreciate the fact that you have watched this as long as you have. I'm not asking for anything, but if you enjoy this, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, share it with a friend, and we'll see where this goes. Like I said, this is powered by generosity. This is not a finished product, but I'm advertising it as... I'm really not advertising it as anything. I'm just seeing where it goes. I'm 41, getting ready to turn 42. And when I'm 50, 55, 60, this may have been the start of something. And if it's not, it's been fun. And I've enjoyed being out here and sharing all this. Why do I do it? I don't know. When I was younger, I'm very much an introvert still, but I was shy. I would never have done this. I certainly didn't think I had anything to say. The truth is, I think most people do. But I'm going to be real with you, because if I wasn't real, it would send a message that life is something that it's not. So you're going to get the ums and the sniffs, probably not too many of those, and all the other stuff that goes with it, the shaky cameras and the mistakes, because we all have shaky cameras and make mistakes, figuratively. So that's going to do it. I appreciate you. I have no idea how far I have to go before I get back, but I don't think it's too far. And if nothing else, I'm just enjoying, like I said, being out here. It's 38 degrees, 39 degrees. Probably wasn't necessary to wear this, but I wanted to. It's got ear flaps. Who doesn't love ear flaps? So that's going to do it. Check out the links in the show notes for all the ways that you can contact us, and follow along on all the other social media listed below. And hope I don't roll my ankle. Until I talk to you again, I hope you have a great day.